Here, the Nigerian Tribune, This Day, The Punch, The Guardian, and The Leadership. We are also streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info, Abuja.
Hot and fresh off the press, these are the front pages.
Let's get things started with the Nigerian Tribune right here. Adelabu resigns as power minister. Supreme Court reserves judgment in ADC PDP leadership crisis. Neglect of growth, poverty, inequality trail behind Nigeria's development woes, according to Dawn. Terrorists kill 20 in Borno, Adamawa border communities. 12 feared dead, 14 injured in Itodo auto crash. Lagos government clarifies modalities for a monthly environmental sanitation exercise. Reps member Oseni drops Guba ambition, declares for Oyo South Senate seat. Federal government unveils initiative to drive innovation ecosystem in varsities. Suspected thugs attack Kwara lawmaker. Borno, troops destroy ISWAP waterway logistics network, kill over 30 terrorists. Federal government, states, local government councils share 2.036 trillion naira from 2.364 trillion naira March revenue. IGP Disu closes PMF squadron commanders training, reaffirms commitment to capacity building. Moving on now to this day. Wike, Makinde, mark no fate as Apex Court reserves verdict in PDP ADC crisis. Adelabu quits, set to focus on Oyo governorship ticket. First Lady flays global inaccurate framing of security challenges facing Nigeria. Tinubu makes new board management appointments for NECO, NBTE, Federal Poly, Shandam, National Library. 2027, how APC Ogun East endorsed Dakbo Abiodun as consensus candidate. Jonathan visits Tinubu at State House. Alleged coup plotters arraigned, remanded in DSS custody. All this and more on this day. Next up right here is The Punch. 2027 suspends as Supreme Court delays PDP ADC verdict. Alleged coup. Suspects plead not guilty, remanded in DSS custody. Adelabu resigns as presidency explains Edun, Dangiwa exit. FAC shares 2.04 trillion naira March revenue amid stronger inflows. Federal government plans to borrow 700 billion naira via April bonds. Article faults ballot clause 6 Electoral Act review. $500,000 fraud. Nigerian wife risks 50 years in U.S. prison. Lagos court jails fraudster 42 years over 80,000 euro scam. All this and more on The Punch this morning. And next up right here is The Guardian. INEC visits Labour Party Secretariat, verifies leadership documents. PDP ADC kick as Supreme Court reserves judgment in leadership tussle. 6 suspected coup plotters plead not guilty to federal government's 13 charges. Trial begins April 27. Court ruling paves way for stricter consumer protection in banking sector. Nigeria records 4,200 weekly cyber attacks amid digital economy growth. Ndokwa protesters blockade Delta government house over decades-long blackout. Tinubu makes fresh appointments in education agencies. Refiners allege crude diversion allocation shortage of 483,000 barrels per day. All this and more on The Guardian this morning. Let's get to a final stop right here, which is the leadership. Court fixes April 27 for trial as 6 alleged coup plotters denied charges. Police seek virtual testimony of U.S.-based engineer in $152 million fraud case. $1 trillion economy. Governor Mutfwang calls for local production to drive industrialization. Court dismisses charges against MKO's widow, fines police 100 million naira. Factional ADC national chairman urges calm ahead of Supreme Court judgment. Accord disowns INEC protest, says no faction exists in party. APC group commends Governor Yusuf on Garo's nomination as deputy. Impeachment. Oyo Assembly passes vote of confidence in Governor Makinde. Osun 2026. I am confident of victory. Governor Adeleke. Tinubu 6 Senate confirmation of Minister Yuguda as CBN Deputy Governor. Bauchi operators decry alleged unjust firing after 7 years. All this and more on the leadership this morning. Time to get to your reactions right now. Don't forget that we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can go on there to watch the show live and be a part of the conversation. Numbers to call this morning: 0700 951 0000, 08095974869, 08099930137. Please, once you get through on the phone lines, move away from your device, give your name, your location, and kindly go straight to the thoughts you have to share.
Nigeria Info.
The hub for information,
Current affairs and more.
The president used his last Democracy Day address to talk about several issues, including security.
It is this same government that they started it. They don't obey court order.
Join the conversation.
Kodayaushe yara na suna kokarin koyon karatu. Guje-guje
Audio Jungle.
Jonathan, Fortune Kenneth, and Hafsad Muazu all on the YouTube platform right now. Let's get to the phone line. Still want to move away from your device as soon as you connect. Good morning. Sorry about that. Hello.
Good morning, Deacon Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
One
Good
from
morning.
Abuja Environs.
Good morning.
My name is Yaya, the head boy. Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm Coach Selassie. Good morning, sir. Miss Omiza, good morning, ma'am. Dr. Olubara, good morning, ma'am. Jonathan visited President Tinubu in Aso Villa. I know it's a gentleman visit, but at least you should tell him, Oga, this is not how I was able to rule for 5 years, and people were not crying. You could have just tell him the gospel truth that by that time we are maintaining subsidy and people were enjoying life. In fact, 1,000 naira can give you 5 or 10 liters of petrol.
Has there been any administration in Nigeria where citizens have not registered their dissatisfaction as to the way the government is running the economy? Has there ever been any time like that?
But the cry is not up to this one.
Okay.
The agitation and is not up to this one. That's everyone, no matter how highly placed, except you serve from government post, but everyone is crying more than even the other administration. Not just because maybe one will say, it's opposition party is saying this and that. And number two, Adelebu said it was March deadline the president gave that if you want to go and contest. Why is he resigning in April? It was March, president said everybody can go. And not just waste his time and start waiting until April that he's going. Anyway, it's a Nigeria thing.
All right.
I wish him good luck. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Yahaya. You're next. Good morning.
Good morning, Deacon Itodo Abba.
Welcome, sir.
The Agaba is the one and only.
Thank you.
Yahaya the head boy, I greet you. MD Yusuf, Inakwana, My name is Alasi. I want to talk about the security. We made to understand that though the Boko Haram are still raising their ugly head, and the government must go after them. You know, yesterday during some program, we made to understand the huge amount of money being spent for rehabilitation and turnaround for the painted bandit. I say, oh my God, that is why this insecurity won't stop. The people that carry arms against the state, you see them in Ashobi, they dress them and they even giving them medal. I don't know the type of medal they are giving them. Are they giving the medal to say, well done for work, well done work for what they have done? And I always ask the question, what have the government done to the victims of these terrorists? It has never done anything to them, but you see them, rehabilitation them, 744 people, bringing them, sending them back to society. The terrorists ever repent? They should stop that rehabilitation. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Gentleman. Itodo. How are you? How are you?
Very well, thank you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. My name is Abok calling you from Gwagwalada. I read the first fella. I had the head boy, Salati, Mr. Wali Patola, and Dr. Olibara from Southeast. I get all the callers contributed from Nigeria Info. There is a heavy suspense in the land concerning the reserved judgment of the Supreme Court. We are not going to say a lot of things, but if opposition dies in Nigeria, the democracy is fragile too. We hope opposition will be strengthened. Their stand will be strengthened. They will not be secure. That is my thank you. God bless you.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Itodo.
Welcome.
How was your night?
It was good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank
This
you.
is a lovely brother from North Central, from the Good Malaruna. Hey, we got to reverse ADC leadership also by Mr. Senator Jeff Demark and Molana Field. We advise the Nigeria judiciary there should be justice in the ADC classes also. Everybody knows the right and everybody knows the truth, so that if they bias, it's not going to fall off also, because we need the free and fair nation, and we need democracy. We want democracy to work in this country, because the lack of the good leadership and the country security under bad policy led by President Bola Tinubu, and I advise them to do the right thing. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Good morning.
Good morning, Divorce. How
Welcome.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Mrs. Sabeza calling.
Welcome.
Talks attack the lawmaker in Kwara State. You need to go watch the video. They beat her not be small. And his APC lawmaker, they were shouting lack of performance. Our rulers should look inward. I beg. This is not the first time. It's becoming an unbecoming incident in this country. Presidency came out yesterday to tell us that the former Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of Economy was not sacked, but he resigned. The voice.
Yes.
I don't understand. Why do we always conflict? We give information halfway. Throughout yesterday, morning to afternoon, we were told he was fired, relieved, and so on and so forth. I even mentioned it. If it's on head ground, but because before now we heard he was not feeling fine, they debunked that story last year. So I said if it were to be on head ground, why not allow the man resign instead of firing him? Lo and behold, the Honorable Minister of Power will work well with Gidigba, the Oga at the top, was allowed to resign with the abysmal performance, while Edo was relieved. Then all of a sudden they tried to make the story look better. They say he resigned. Anyway, I wish him, now that they confirm on head ground he resigned, I wish him health, because health is even more important than money. The voice.
Yes.
The voice.
Yes.
I told you that we are not feeling politics. Immediately I mentioned that the next day we are beginning to see politics. You know, when you talk on air most times, you really don't need to say certain things, but one word will convey the information. You know, they are now trying to perform, trying to fix things, you know, adjustment and so on and so forth. The next few days, you will see so many things.
All right.
I wish us the best. All what they will do, let it be that we will feel the impact. The economy will improve. God bless the federal.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Itodo.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
This is Chukwu Listen from Southeast Abia State. I greet everybody. Itodo.
Yes.
Yesterday, all Nigeria was our ear was open, trying to listen where Supreme Court will pass the final judgment between PDP and ADC.
Mm-hmm.
So I still notice why they said they still reserve the ruling. Itodo, when you wake up now, you find out say maybe you are late for work. If you just enter bathroom, sharp, pour water for body, just come and wear a clothes and go. So that is what we want Supreme Court to do yesterday. But maybe not be say what I'm thinking is what they are trying to do. Maybe they want 9 minutes now. We say this food will not have any other option. They will pass the judgment. So they try to tell them say make they pass the judgment. If those people are not qualified to contest for ADC, they will not find another platform. Because in election, if there is no opposition, can election hold? Itodo.
Well, that's debatable. There are other parties that will be presenting their presidential candidates as well. So there are other opposition parties who would run the election or run in the election.
You try to defend the matter. If there is no opposition, no election cannot hold. Opposition are the people, not not political party, not the people. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
So if they are trying to stop what is not to concern, that means if our president finish, may drop. May find another miss where we say Nigeria go move forward. They will leave anything concerning election. Well done.
All right. Thank you, Chukudi. Well, the Supreme Court on Wednesday reserved judgment in the leadership tussle within the People's Democratic Party and the African Democratic Congress, heightening uncertainty over the internal stability of both parties ahead of the 2027 general elections. Well, with both major opposition political parties now entangled in multiple litigations, coupled with the looming INEC deadline, their ability to stabilize and organize a clear schedule of activities has been significantly disrupted, and this has set the stage for further complications in party management and election preparations. Well, this development has also left aspirants seeking elective positions on both platforms in a state of uncertainty and despair, as the unfolding situation makes it increasingly difficult for them to determine their next line of action. Let's get to some of the messages right now. You can send yours to 080-9993-0137. Do all to include your name and your location when you send a message. And this one right here from Omo Oduduwa says, Supreme Court reserves judgment on ADC and PDP. Sometimes I wonder and ask myself, are these people capable of ruling Nigeria? Because other political parties within themselves, they are going to court despite the available unifiers, no change. All right. On the mandate we shall stand is how he ends that message. And Downlity in Idu says, many killed along the Borno-Adamawa border. Is there a day without this type of news in Nigeria? Killing has become a grand norm. This is too bad, is how he ends his message. And Danjuma Ali from Sabon Wuse says, according to Dr. Halima Nzari, conflict arises from differences, both small and large. When you identify the conflict needs and you're able to handle them with compassion and understanding, it will lead to creative problem solving, team building, and stronger relationships. Supreme Court ruling on political party intrigues could redefine Nigeria's democratic contours, demanding clarity on internal machinations and exceptions. Meanwhile, the president's abrupt decision of Wale Aduan's finance minister Culminating months of eroding authority exposes fiscal nadir. 30 trillion naira revenue chassis,ism, 30% capital budget shortfall, and NPC audit scandals, reassigned duties, presaged his ouster. Taiwo Idile steps in for revenue, rigor, bold pivot, or scapegoating. Systemic fiscal topper, not personal flux, imperils prosperity, is how Wale Fatunla ends his message. And Mazi Ochman from local Goma says, regarding the issue of rehabilitating bandits and Boko Haram terrorists under the current administration, I would like to raise some concerns. On what basis are individuals who have committed such heinous acts, killing innocent men, women, and children, being rehabilitated? What exactly does this rehabilitation entail? How can individuals involved in terrorism be reintegrated into society, and what assurances exist that they will not return to violence? Furthermore, who is addressing the pain and loss suffered by the victims and their families? Can any form of rehabilitation restore the lives that were lost or heal the deep emotional and psychological wounds inflicted on loved ones? There are also troubling cases such as that of a student of Plateau State University who is being held captive by some groups. It raises serious questions about justice and accountability when such individuals may later be pardoned and rehabilitated using public funds. These concerns lead many to question the rationale and moral justification behind such policies. Citizens deserve clarity on how this approach aligns with the government's responsibility to protect lives and ensure justice, is how he ends his message. It is now 6:43 a.m. right here. We're still going through your reactions to the headlines this morning. You can watch live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can also go onto our X page at Nigeria Info ABJ to share your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning, Itodo. Good morning, Nigeria Info family.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. I remember humble self Bakar Ali, aka Tinubu Wiki, and Gymnast speaking, coming from PW Kobo this morning. I would like to ask a question. Itodo, has there ever been any case that goes to Supreme Court without, especially political case, without any form of adumbration? Today, the Supreme Court heard the case, then they just pass the judgment? Cases are usually reserved. You go. Everybody will give his brief, you understand, adumbration of his case, you understand. Then they will reserve the judgment for a particular date. Is that not the normal tradition? We're almost emotional. We're almost emotional on things that are even the normal things, normal settings, normal procedure, honestly. So let's wait and see, unless the Supreme Court refuses to do what they should do. And I know the Supreme Court, it is in their own best interest that we have, that this democracy continue to be protected. It is in their own best interest. I hope they will do the right thing and allow the opposition to get their house in order before 2027. And I will tell you this. Those who know me on this platform know I've never been emotional when it comes to politics. Head or tail, Tinubu is winning 2027. How he's going to do it, I don't know, but he's going to win. Because this opposition, I don't see them ready. They are not. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
A very good morning to you, Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
On to Saminu from Lifetime.
Go ahead, sir.
My regards to Selassie and all the wonderful callers of this station. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, you see, Nigeria is a country, I would say, we are too rich to be poor. But what do I mean? We have all the resources, all the manpower, all that it takes to make this country great.
Are you there? Hello? All right, something happened to your connection. We stopped hearing you for a bit, so please call back and finish it. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
It's Mr. Gideon Voice Senator. Rehabilitation of the terrorists. I don't know what we are targeting. I don't know where we are heading to. To me, is legalization of terrorism in Nigeria. Because when you are rehabilitating them, those who are not there will prepare to go there because it's the only way to attract the attention of the government to come to do something for them. What are they fighting for? What's the reason of rehabilitating them? IPOB that Buhari declared terrorists. How many IPOB members have been rehabilitated? The Itodo is high time. Either we go through federalism or we run regional government.
All right.
Any region that feel like to accommodate terrorism should accommodate. We should not be deceiving ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Father Itodo.
Welcome.
Itodo. On the side, however, guys, I want to say, brother, yeah. I'm going to call from the one to do him for the month. Itodo.
Yes.
Please, let me refer to since 1968, which of the political parties have gone to court, or which of the INEC, have come into political party issues? You understand that bring them to go to court, that the court will not decide who are going to be in charge, you understand, of the opposition. Make your understanding and see, it's not that some people are fueling this issue. You understand? Nothing that not concerned INEC with political parties. You understand? They should resolve their problem within themselves. If David Mark is died, he has been once a governor, Senate president, and the rest of them. And Nigeria are telling us that David Mark doesn't know what for what. So I think the judiciary and the INEC, if they want to save the democracy, then for them, they are the ones enjoying it. You understand? Even more than the masses. They enjoy it more than the masses. If they want democracy to go, let for them.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for on YouTube and Facebook, and take some of the comments that we see here. Also, Francis and Namani from Mama Ngunze says the issue of insecurity and the high cost of living has become a recurring concern to Nigerians. The government at all levels should collaborate and do something about it. May God help us. Good morning, Hafsat Moazu. Top of the morning to Abdul Ganiyu Jimo. And Clems says Supreme Court reserving judgment for me is baseless. They should have gone on and delivered the judgment. Nigerians are waiting and they are busy reserving judgment. Who is fooling who? I rest my case. Well, maybe we should get into what exactly it means to reserve judgment so we get a clear understanding and have specific expectations of the Supreme Court. So when the Supreme Court reserves judgment, it means that the court has finished hearing arguments from all sides, but is not ready to give its decision immediately. Now, it did that yesterday where it had a 5-member panel led by Justice Mohammed Garba, listening to arguments from both parties in separate appeals challenging the decisions of the lower court. So instead of delivering a ruling right away, the justices take time to carefully review the evidence and legal arguments, deliberate among themselves, write a formal reasoned judgment. And what happens next is that the court will fix a date or notify parties for delivery of the judgment. And on that day, the final decision is officially announced. Cases before the Supreme Court are often complex and significant, so judges need time to ensure that the decision is legally sound, the reasoning is clear and authoritative, any disagreement among justices are properly addressed, sometimes with separate opinions. So simply put, judgment reserved is equal to decision pending and will be delivered at a later date, which, following the case, we'll get to find out and see how things play out. All right? Okay, let's go to the WhatsApp real quick. I'll take one quick call from the WhatsApp platform. You would have 60 seconds, and then I'll run through as many messages as possible. At 7 o'clock, Elba time for the lead and we'll be going to the Senate. But we'll hear from you first. Good morning.
Good morning, people. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Good.
Yeah, my name is Itodo. I'm fine. Good to next president.
You have 60 seconds,
That's
sir.
it.
Go ahead.
Nakwana, how are you? There's a misfeeling this morning for me
What happened?
concerning our military men onslaught against the terrorists. The paper said that about 20 of them was wiped away. And at the same time, another paper review said that terrorists attacked in a particular village. They killed about 20 people and set the village ablaze on fire. That is really bad, honestly. I'm just praying that the military should do more. They should not just give these people breathing space. Any attack they can put on them, they should just go ahead with it. They should not allow these people to begin to give us and begin to kill civilians as if they are animals. Please, I'm begging the military, let them do more. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. And on WhatsApp, Jimmy Odeni in Airport Road says, I want to commend the courage of Mr. Bayo Adelabu, the Minister of Power, quitting his position in order to pursue his ambition as the next governor of Oyo State. This is the third time he'll be trying his luck to be governor of the state. The contest in Oyo State is more demanding, serious, competitive, keen, and challenging. I wish him success in his political ambition, is how Jimmy ends his contribution this morning. And Opatha from Central Area says Supreme Court reserving judgment. The judiciary should always know that it's the real bulwark to democracy. It shouldn't be part of any institutional conspiracy against its own constitutional mandate, which it's bound to sustain and protect. It should speak straight to issues and not manufacture technicalities or manipulate words in order to defeat substantial justice, because this could finally fracture the warning public's confidence and a recipe to anarchy. Anarchy results when citizens take to self-help because they perceive the last hope of the common man could no longer be trusted to do justice or has teamed up with any perceived oppressor. The Supreme Court is not just an arbiter, it is in fact also a public policy court for the purpose of justice, social engineering, and so on. Justice is peace, is what he says. Nigeria shall be good again, but until the present government allows us to choose the leaders of our choice, is what Solomon in Maitama shares. The Supreme Court, as the apex arbiter of the land, has the integrity to maintain it, beholden them to give accelerated hearing to the ongoing litigations on ADC and PDP internal crisis. The apex court, as a matter of urgency, should deliver the judgment without any further delay, so it will enable the parties involved to put their houses together before the short time from INEC. We Nigerians, electorates, cannot afford to get it wrong again, is how Moses Iwoha ends his message. Wake Yada and Wake says, kudos to the Nigerian military running down the bandits. We are expecting them to do more. A good place to leave it right now. It's a good time for you to get hydrated, make your tea, your coffee, and we'll talk some more in a bit. Good morning.
Since 1984, Sunu Assurances Nigeria PLC has practiced insurance business in...
This